I'm Elle, and I'm ready for bacon.
And I am Captain Headcold, the Sussman, Rick Sussman, currently suffering from an ailment that will likely kill me, because it has to be something disastrous. Alright, fine. You are watching the Read Pile.
It's the week of August 27th, and here's some comic book news you can use.
Gonna limit the comic book news so we can get to sitting, because I'm gonna want to sit quicker. Age of Ultron, Avengers 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yay.
We have Principal Photography, Hawkeye, Joss Whedon. Alright. That's kind of cool.
I have better news.
Oh.
Did you know that this Saturday, and every Saturday before the last Saturday before Labor Day, every year.
Right.
Bacon Day!
It's not comic book related.
I don't care. It's bacon!
You're gonna gloss over the Avengers thing altogether, huh?
Bacon! Bacon! It's gonna be awesome. I need it all day. Comic book reviews. So, I have a weird read pile this week. A lot that I swore I wasn't going to read the next issue, but somehow they ended up on my read pile, so I read them. Starting with Bee and the Puppy Cat. So this is not really that great of a comic. My last review, it was pretty open, because you know, you can use the app and you can listen to the music boxes. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But I don't understand, in this particular issue, they have like 5 different stories that they're going back to and trying to go back and talk about, and it's only a couple pages long for each one. It's pretty much the issue that I had with Future's End. But in a childish way, a childish, hipster, off-the-wall kind of way. And oh my god, I don't even know what to say about it. I'm just gonna toss it to the side. My next one I did not expect to have on my read pile, but somehow it found its way on there. And yes, my whole explanation is that, oh, there's only 3 in this particular run. I don't even want to bother with issue 3. Well, here it is. Emily and the Strangers. I read it. I couldn't help myself. Cats are involved. I do love cats. And of course the cats come to her rescue and do some investigating for her and so on and so forth. And we find out what's going on with the cats, but we don't actually find out what they're doing with the cats, and the story is not even completed. The whole issue about the cats is not even resolved at the end. I don't understand. I got to the last page and I was like, for real? Like, you didn't even go back and save the cats? You didn't do that was like the big issue. That was like, hey, look, they're messing with these cats, we're gonna help these cats. And it was like the only thing that had any interest to me, and I wanted to see, like, okay, well, what are they doing with the cats? Let's find out. Let's save the cats. Well, we didn't even really find out everything about it, and it didn't get resolved, and that kind of pisses me off. So, whatever. But surprisingly enough, issue 3, Outcast, I was starting to be a little bit let down, but this issue, you can see that it's starting to spread. This disease is spreading, or maybe it hasn't. Maybe we're just starting to see and become aware. Maybe it's always been there. And we're really starting to get involved with people, like key people in the community that are starting to see this issue. that's taking over people, and it's pretty intense what happens. It's a little vague in situations about like what's happening, so I don't know if we're just not wanting to get really, grossed out with the, what's happening and all, but it's good. It's good. It's not as good as The Walking Dead. Okay. But it's good. I'm enjoying it, but the storyline is a little drawn out, and I kind of want to get to it. I want to know what's going on, and I want to know why this guy can help these people, what's his issue, what's going on with him. I really want to pick that up. I wanted to go a little quicker, but it is only issue 3. I do need to calm down. So I will keep reading. I will see where this is going. And my pick of the week, Harley Quinn. Yeah, I know, big surprise. But it's fantastic. It's wonderfully written. I wanted to be let down. I feel like I was going to be let down when I was reading the issue, because it's going like through her day-to-day. Her new skate club, and sees a hot guy, falls in love, he runs off, and they go skinny dipping. And I was like, oh yeah, this is great. I love reading about her. She's a wonderful character. Her personality definitely jumps out off the pages. But I was disappointed about where the storyline was going. And then all of a sudden, the last 2 pages blows your mind. Now, of course, I will always have something negative to say. It is tied in with the Future's End thing. I am upset about that. Rick mentioned that in the last episode. It is disappointing. I don't want to read anything about Future's End. I was so upset with how the storyline was going, or not going, I should say. It was really slow. And now all these books, all these stories that we're reading are saying, hey, guess what? We're going to jump into Future's End storyline, which really upsets me. But this is the first thing that has really had me interested in jumping on board. The last 2 pages of this issue, believe it or not. Pretty amazing. I think you should read it. It's a good storyline it's Harley Quinn. It's fun to read, but you gotta get to the last 2 pages. It's pretty amazing. So we're going to go ahead and move on.
Alright, Elle, we thank you for those lovely reviews. As mentioned earlier in the show, I am the head cold man this week, the sus man, Rick Headcold, and I am going to give you my read pile. As Elle's, it was pretty substantial this week, so let us bacon.
Ah!
Bacon! Anyway, there we go. It's got to be on frame when you do that. Alright, beginning with Saga number 22. I apologize once again for what will be a terrible sounding review. Boop. Boop. Saga 22. Read Saga. That is my review. Seriously, I review this book every 3 to 4 weeks. If you haven't gotten on board by now, you're clearly not interested. Moving along. Thunderbolts. This is issue 30. This is Punisher v. Thunderbolts, Dawn of Punisher Justice, volume 4. So, I've been liking the story, but they switched the artists up on me again. You know what, I'm just going to say this. I really like the story. I don't mind the art, but I think we're running out of, field here. We're getting really close to the end zone, and it might be time for somebody else to start calling the plays, because this is kind of it for this book. Punisher has dismembered Deadpool and, filed him into many different places. He's killed the Ghost Rider. He's just sort of systematically taken out the Thunderbolts one by one. And as a Punisher guy, as evidenced by this week's shirt, I'm very happy about this. However, on the same token, if the Thunderbolts are all dead or dismembered or just disbanded, there can't be a Thunderbolts. Moving on. Let's talk about Dan Slott, Amazing Spider-Man number what? Oh, 0.4. it's like a week of like really awesome books that are somehow very disappointing. So like there's Saga, which is a really awesome book, but it's only kind of disappointing because like I always review it and I don't want to do that. And then there's Thunderbolts, which is a really awesome book, but it's kind of disappointing because you can clearly see that it's leading to like the end of the series. And then there's Amazing Spider-Man Learning to Crawl, issue 1.4, which is a really good book. But again, it's got this decimal point thing going for it. And you know what? I was talking with some of my friends at my my local comic shop, and they are all in agreement. This book just shouldn't be decimalized. Why would it have been so hard for it to just be a separate series? It's too bad. The art is so cool. It's retro artwork. It looks like it's from the 60s. There's cameos by The Thing and a couple other guys I can't think of off the top of my head, but they look like they're drawn by like in that like Kirby-esque Ditko style from the 60s, and it's so cool. But I don't care anymore. I want this story over with. And it's too bad because the story is suffering, the art is suffering, and all because of this really dumb marketing campaign. And if Dan Slott was behind it, I'm sorry, I love you, Dan, but this is terrible. I can't stand this. And this is all happening, by the way, as Peter is learning to crawl, as is his origin story. This is Spider-Man Year Zero. I mentioned this before. So why is it happening in between issues 1 and 2? It should have been happening issue 0, between issue 0 and 1. It should have been point 1, point 2, point 3. It's okay, though. I missed out on a copy of Sex this week, which is ironic when you think about it. But that's okay. It's going to be coming to me. There's 2 jokes. I just didn't get one this week. But I got something really, really awesome instead. Behold, this is Wayward. Now I know the non-traditional cover, or the regular cover, is going to be on the screen there. So I want you to see this. You see that little guy in the corner there? That is the Phantom logo. I'm going to zoom in. Woo! So Image evidently goes to local comic bookeries and they say, hey, how do you guys want to get in on this whole Phantom variant thing? I researched this. It's kind of neat. So every so often they produce a Phantom variant of a comic. Now, I didn't care at all about this book. It's called Wayward, but the tagline on the top, and I'm going to read it, says, from the team hoping to be half as successful as Saga and Sex Criminals. That's hilarious in and of itself. Also, if you look, she is wearing a Lying Cat shirt from Saga, and this young lady here, the redhead, is wearing a shirt that says Brimper, which if you're familiar with it, you would know is a joke from the whole Matt Fraction Sex Criminals thing. That's marketing. That's brilliant marketing. My pseudo-hipster ass was all over that like white on rice, and I read the book, and you know what? It's actually a really cool story. It takes place in Japan. This girl has like superpowers, maybe. She can sort of like see the world the way a Google map would see it, so maybe she's kind of like a computer. Oh, and oh, by the way, she has a friend, the girl with the blue hair that I pointed out, who might be a cat ninja. A ninja that is also a cat. This book is clearly for me, and it is my pick of the week, if you couldn't tell by the little graphic. Thank you.
That's the repile this week.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Hi.
I seriously thought you were dead. I was just gonna leave you there.
Oh. Well, a fine tomb. What's going on?
I think we're thanking people.
Oh, yes.
You wanna do your thing?
My spiels.
Good.
Okay. First, we want to thank, of course, Galvin Leatherworks for their awesome stuffs. We have the bacon leather wristband, and then my Red Lantern band, and of course, Jesse has the Deadpool band. Shh, don't tell him, he's sleeping. Anyway, we also have to thank, of course, our sponsors, our partners. That's HeroCrate. We thank them. They were mentioning us again, as they are wont to do. Buster, stop rubbing your gums on that. Whoa! Yeah, he was not happy with me. And more importantly, though, we do have to keep promoting for Mythicon because they are nice enough to do the same for us, and their show is about to be upon us. First will be Bacon Day, then will be Mythicon. Mythicon, September 19th, right here in Orlando, Florida, just outside of SeaWorld. It's going to be a lot of internet celebrities, but what I think is really exciting and why I'm kind of jealous that our sister promotion on Nerd Up Media, Reasons I'm Broke, they're going. They get to, because Brock from Pokemon, the voice of Brock of Pokemon. He's gonna be there at Mythicon. So, Mythicon, we should bring in their. Take care of this.
By myself?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I have an idea. Hold on.
Where are you going?
Since you're not gonna help me,
Oh, okay.
Buster's gonna help me. All right, Buster, you're gonna get it to go. Good job, Buster. I'm proud of you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I think we're done.
Oh, I did get I got a note sent to us from Christopher Daniels.
Oh yeah?
He said either he or a representative will be here representing Christopher Daniels at Bacon Day. It is confirmed, as he said. He is a busy guy, and we've mentioned that he physically may not be able to be here, but I've received notice that either he himself will be here or a representative of Mr. Daniels will be here. So, you are on the bacon line to punch me in the stomach? Are we still doing that?
Yeah.
How do I get roped into these things?
You didn't have a choice. That's a disgusting noise.
It's gonna be a lot of those today.
Yeah. Alright, ready?
Yeah, oh yeah.